Hello, everybody. Okay, so I know I put a poll out there for my next subject to discuss, and there is a winner, but someone reached out to me directly and sent me a video and asked if I would be willing to give my thoughts on it, because they're curious what a truck driver's opinion is on this video. Now, I watched the video, and it's something that I've seen on the news a lot. It's about a woman who's in her truck trying to get through a bunch of protesters, and they accost the truck. She blares the horn trying to get them to clear. She rolls down her window trying to explain that she's just trying to get through. She's not a part of the protest. She's not one side or the other. They latch on her window and won't let her roll it back up. They're climbing on the truck. They're beating on the windows, trying to get her out of the truck. And she ends up just blaring her horn and taking off. Now, without getting political, because I'm not going there, from a trucker's perspective, they were lucky that she was as calm as she was. Because had it been me, it'd have been a completely different story. Okay, I remember when all of these riots started about a year ago. A truck driver was pulled out of his vehicle and beaten by the mob. I mean, protesters. And then summarily arrested. I'm not going to let a bunch of protesters get me out of my truck. Now, I pay attention to the news. I do everything in my power to avoid areas where there might be protests. As a matter of fact, at the height of the protest season, I would not drive through any main thoroughfare through downtown at night. I would detour on the loop around town, even if it added 30 extra miles. I was not going to go take the freeway through the main part of town at nighttime. I ended up adjusting my sleep schedule so that generally at nighttime I was parked safe and sound out in the nowhere truck stop, not even in town's truck stops, like literally nowhere, because I did not want to deal with protesters. Now, I did encounter them once, but they had the freeway shut down, and all we had to do, they closed the freeway. We got off the freeway, took the frontage road, went back up, and came back on. So I didn't have any actual confrontation with rioters. I did pass on the freeway. They had vehicles smoking and burning off the side on the frontage road a couple of times. But had that been me, and I had been accosted, and I had not been able to avoid getting in that situation, which that is my first option, to avoid it completely and totally, not be there. But had I got into that situation, I'd have been creeping at about 3-4 miles an hour, and I'd have been blaring on the horn. You would not have gotten me to stop. I would not have stopped. I'd have gone slow enough for you to get out of the way, and I'd have kept going, because I'm not going to get beaten up. I'm not going to get thrown in jail just because I'm trying to do my job. You have your right to protest. By all means, protest peacefully. I am not trying to get involved in the protests. I don't want to be there. I do have opinion, but I'm not going to express it. I avoid the protests altogether, because I don't feel safe in that kind of an environment as a truck driver, because we're big rolling targets. They don't see me, they see my truck, and they see the truck as part of evil corporate America. They don't realize that I've been hauling food through the entire pandemic to make sure that everybody has access to food. Even when during the pandemic I couldn't get access to food, I was still making sure that food was getting to where it needed to be going. Okay? Us truck drivers, we are not against you protesters. We don't need to be beaten up or thrown in jail because you're upset about something that happened completely out of our control. Okay? So my opinion on that, they're lucky that the lady gave them as much time as she did. I wouldn't have. I would have kept going. I would not have stopped. I wouldn't have plowed through, but I would not have stopped. So that's my take on all the riots. I know it's crazy out there because I've seen it. I'm trying to avoid it as much as I can, and I am trying to keep myself safe. I'm doing everything that I can to keep myself safe out on the road, because I need to take care of me. I need to take care of my family, and y'all need food, okay? Because nobody can even protest if they're not eating. So let me do my job. I will let you protest. Just let's not meet in that environment. All right. So thank you, and I will post another video soon. Thanks.